Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome as always to our coffee times. Today, cozy Sunday morning coffee times.
It's coffee time!
So today is Sunday. It has been snowing and everything is nice and white outside. So I did go for a little walk first thing in the morning and to start my day on the fresh air and enjoy the view of the snow for as long as it lasts here. And then I made myself a hot black coffee to match my soul. And I decided it would be a perfect moment right now to start our next reading vlog to review a couple of books by a new horror author. In my last book haul, I mentioned that I received 2 books by a new horror author, and that is LaRocca, and I wanted to make this review on his books because I want to bring more awareness to indie or self-published horror books. And since he was kind enough to send the books to me, I thought we would read them together in a kind of vlog style video, and I can give you my opinion on the books and then you can decide if you would like to check them out. So his first novel is Starving Ghosts in Every Thread, and this was published in 2020, and his new novel is actually a compilation of 2 stories, and it's going to be published this year, I believe in March 2021, and it is called A Bride Enchanted Suffering. So because these ones are fairly short, I decided, I could read both in the same video to kind of give you a general impression on how the author writes, how are the characters like, are the books scary. So in this video we're going to be reading and reviewing both, and I am really excited because everybody that has been reading these books has really enjoyed them, so hopefully I will enjoy them as well. And if you like what I have to say about the books, maybe you will consider picking them up and support a new self-published author. So I thought it would be best to start our journey with his first published novel, which is Starving Ghosts in Every Thread. So I'm just gonna sit down with my morning coffee and start reading it. He also sent me a cute bookmark from his books, so we are just gonna start our Sunday morning with some horror reads. I'm here with more coffee and a reading update for you guys. So actually it was so fast-paced and it was interesting that I basically binged the whole book. Well, it's a novella, it's actually under 100 pages, so it was so easy to just fly through, and it was not easy to put down because the concept of this novella is so unique and it is written so beautifully. It almost reads poetic, and it's interesting because this is his debut novel and you can already tell what his style of writing it's going to be. And I am so excited for anything that's to come yet by the author, to be honest, because this was just such a strange, bizarre experience of a book. And I love when authors bring their own flavor to the horror genre and are bringing something new and fresh. I'm aware this novella might not be for everybody because of the same reasons, because it is written very poetically and the story is very, unique and strange and weird. We are following Teddy. She is trapped in her hometown taking care of her ill mother, but not only that, she is also kind of facing her own darkness, her own demons, and there is a lot of symbolism in this novella. It's only 100 pages, but there is so much to be read into the story, and it is a novella that it's going to require the reader to think about what's actually going on. It's not serving you everything on a plate explained. So I also appreciate that a lot of things are kind of more open to interpretation and are more kind of symbolism. and you know, the author is not telling me exactly everything to the detail how am I supposed to think about it. So I really love that aspect as well. It does deal with grief. It deals with kind of, I guess, being okay with who you are and the things that make you you. And Teddy is somebody that is basically consumed by her own guilt and grief, and that is what is unraveling her. And so what she ends up doing is basically feeding from other people's emotions, feelings. And I don't know, it was just so sad in a way, but so unique. There is not really many trigger warnings here. There is a lot to do with bugs, so in case you don't like at all to read about bugs, you know, maybe it's not for you. But it was done in a way that it was not like gross, at least not for me. But I can see why some people might find it a little bit challenging to read. And I really like that the characters are people that you really get to know, even secondary characters, even though the novella is short. And there is a female romantic story here as well. So I really enjoyed it all in all, and I ended up giving it 4 coffee mugs. And like I said, I'm really excited to see what else the author has to bring, because I am all for weird, unique, disturbing stories. And now, you guys, we are going to jump straight to his next book, which is A Bright Enchanted Suffering, 2 Macabre Tales. And this one is going to be released in May 2021. So I'm going to give you here a preview of what you can expect. I'm excited because these are 2 short stories, so it is a different kind of format than your novella, even though the novella is under 100 pages, so you could also consider it a short story. But I am super excited about this one. I don't know what to expect, to be honest. I haven't really read the synopsis. I just want to jump into them. I have seen though that at the beginning of the first story we get these creepy picture. Absolutely love this drawing. It is amazing. So I am so excited. The first story is called You're Not Supposed to Be Here. Love it. So it's time to enjoy our coffee and some reading. And just like that, we have finished the first short horror story, and I loved it. By the way, I mentioned this one was coming out in May 2021, but that's wrong. The Starving Ghost on Every Thread came out in May 2020. This one is coming out in March 2021. So by the time you see this video, you can already pre-order it if you want to grab it for next month. I absolutely love that first story. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. It is a combination between The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay and The Chain. This thriller, I don't remember the author's name, but I'll put it somewhere on the screen. Since it's a short horror story, of course, there is not way too much that I can tell you about the story. But we follow a gay married couple, and they are with their adopted son at a restaurant when 2 strangers approach them and they tell them, you should not be here. And from that, they engage into a conversation that it's not gonna end very well for them. Absolutely love it. Super easy to read. The writing, it's still beautiful. This time it is less poetic and less weird fiction than his debut novella, but I'm absolutely loving his writing style. And like I said, this short horror story definitely deserves a 10 out of 10. But sadly, I have to start work right now, so I will have to keep the second short horror story for later, and I will report back to give you my final thoughts on the book. Also, here is some Lilith content, because I know you guys are here also for this beautiful face. Not amused? Okay. Thanks for putting up with my shit. Love you. Alright you guys, so while Lilith is making biscuits in the background, I am here to finish this reading experience and let you know my final thoughts on the second book that I was reading, which is A Bright Enchanted Suffering by LaRocca. And you know, I just wanted to remind you guys that I am never going to give you an opinion that it's not honest. Even if the author sends me the books, I'm always going to aim to be as honest as possible about it. And I have to say, this has been for me a 5 coffee mug read. Like, I absolutely loved both short stories. The first one is still my favorite, but the second one was also just so good. The second one is called Where Flames Burned Emerald as Grass, and we follow a widower with his daughter, and he is in a vacation in Costa Rica. And while they're there, he is, you know, having trouble to decide what to do with his life, because after his wife passed away, he realized that he actually likes boys. And so he starts this relationship with a man, and he doesn't know how to tell that to his daughter. And while they're in Costa Rica, the daughter has an accident by the pool, and this accident caused them to meet a stranger, and things take a really bad turn from there. So in both stories, we are following parents with kids that are approached by a stranger, or strangers in plural, and something happens. I loved both stories, and I also like that there is some representation when it comes to LGBT community, and definitely LaRocca is going to be an author that is going to be an auto-buy for me. I have enjoyed his more whimsical, kind of weird, unique writing, kind of poetic writing of Starving Ghosts in Every Thread, and I have absolutely adored the darkness of these tales. It kind of reminded me a little bit as well to Roald Dahl, not the kids books, not those, but you know, Roald Dahl has a lot of short stories that are super disturbing, short, and they all end up bad. And it's kind of what it reminded me of, and I used to love to read Roald Dahl when I was younger. Those short stories, I was living for them. So if you love short horror stories, I would say definitely pick this one up once it comes out next month in March. Yeah, definitely would recommend this one to you guys. If you love more unique poetic writing, I would say try Starving Ghosts in Every Thread. But if you like more not so, you know, weird fiction, then go for this one if you just enjoy dark tales. But absolutely loved both books, and I am super grateful that LaRocca trusted me and decided to send me his books. But like I said, it's gonna be from now on an auto-buy author for me because I have enjoyed both of his books. Alright guys, so with this we are wrapping up this reading vlog. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that my thoughts on the books have helped you decide if you want to pick them up or not. So let me know down below if you already knew about this author. I know that other booktubers have been talking about him as well, and I think, in my personal humble opinion, that he's one to watch because he just got published with his debut novel in May 2020, and I'm already obsessed with his writing. So he is definitely, like I said, one to watch. And yeah, I hope to see you all guys then in our next video next week with our regular coffee times.